There it is. Okay. So we need a roll call first.
Larry Hatton,
I'm here.
Jim Widmer, Margie Vanderberg,
Here.
Marianne Lobner,
Here.
Jane Held, Kevin Cast,
Here.
Kevin Francis.
Okay. Then a report of nominations, committee, the election of officers. I don't know that, did we have a committee or we just all agree to go ahead with the same thing? Anyhow, I'll handle this. I was nominated for president, vice president is Jim Widmer, secretary is Margie. I guess we need what do we need?
We need
motion?
a second and then a vote. Voice aye or nay.
So we need a motion to accept these?
Yes.
I move we accept the slate of officers.
Okay, and we need a second, please.
Second.
State your name as you do this.
Kevin, second.
All right. Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And moving into the committee appointments. We've got Wage and Finance, Kevin Francis and Jim Widmer. Building and Grounds, Kevin Cass and Marianne Lobner. Policy and Personnel is Margie Vanderberg and Jane Held. Audit is Kevin Cass and Jim Widmer. So we need a motion for these appointments.
Oh, we don't. You just,
No.
We don't need a motion. Well,
you just declare it.
okay, those are the appointments. That sounds like Jim showed up.
Yep.
Yeah. Am I
Okay,
not on?
hi.
Hi, Jim.
Okay, so then we have a resolution to appoint Janice Beck as fiscal officer and Lindsay Faust as the director. Officers at current pay rate and authorized purchase of Fidelity bond.
I so move.
Well, and you'll have to do a roll call vote for resolution 2.
Okay,
Right, but we need a motion and a second. So Jim motioned.
Margie seconds.
okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor of, this is in favor of the resolution? Is that what we're voting on?
Yeah.
Let's do a roll call, yeah.
Larry
Roll
Hatton,
call. Larry Hadden here.
I
Aye.
believe aye or yes would be.
Oh, thank you. That would help.
We know each other.
Jim Widmer,
Aye.
Margie Vanderberg,
Yes.
Marianne Lobner,
Yes.
Kevin Cast.
Aye.
What about yay? Can you say yay?
You sure can.
Okay.
And anything in the affirmative, I'll take.
All right.
Booyah.
Not present, huh?
No.
All right, where are we?
Item 5, trustee oath of office.
Thank you. Oath administered to Jane Held by notary. That was done or not?
Yes, that was done prior to the meeting by notary Jody Radsick. And so Jane is sworn in and ready to go.
Okay. All right, so then moving on to item 6. Fiscal officer and deputy fiscal officer oath administered. Was that done?
Yes, Susan Dress did both Jan and I's oaths, and we are ready to go for another year.
Excellent.
Say drafted.
And then a motion to authorize fiscal officer to keep all, who's moving it? To keep all inactive and intern funds. I can't see.
Oh, is it cut off?
It-
Yeah, it's up cut off. and in term.
I can't see what you guys see, so
and-
Okay,
it
so the
says-
motion is to authorize the fiscal officer to keep all inactive and interim funds invested in U.S. government bills, notes, money market funds, or certificate of deposit at the highest obtainable rate. So we need a motion, a second, and then a voice vote.
So moved, Margie.
Second, Mary Ann.
Been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Opposed? Okay, so that's taken care of. Motion to approve U.S. Bank, Huntington National Bank, Star Plus, and Star Ohio as, and I can't read the rest.
depositories for the year 2021.
Okay. Need a motion, please.
I'll move, Mary Ann. That didn't sound right.
No.
Second, Jim.
All right, Jim seconds, moving Mary Ann. And then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Number 9, motion to authorize director to accept gifts and donation on behalf of the library. And I can't read the rest.
And to report to the, report monthly to the board.
Kevin, so moved.
Margie, second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Right on.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? All right. So it shall be done. Motion to number 10, motion to adopt a rule for notifying the public and the news media of various board meetings that may be held during the year. The public and the news media will be notified for various board meetings that may be held throughout the year via the library's website, bulletin board. Members of the public or news media who wish to be notified when a particular subject will be discussed at a meeting should inform the library director of their interest. The director will then make arrangements to give advance notice by email or by phone prior to the scheduled meeting. Members of the public who wish to be notified by postal mail should provide the director with a self-addressed stamped envelope for that purpose. Okay, so we need a motion for notifications.
I so move, Jim.
Okay, we need a second.
Kevin, second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. So it shall be done. Resolution to use the library funds for staff volunteer awards and recognition. Need a motion, please.
I so move, Margie.
Thank you, Margie. Need a second?
I'll second, Mary Ann.
Okay, been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Roll call.
Roll
Sorry,
call.
this is a roll call. Larry,
Roll call. That would be a yay.
Mary Ann,
Yes.
Margie,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Kevin,
Right on.
Okay,
I didn't,
who's that?
the other Kevin.
oh, hello,
hi.
Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Aye.
Okay, so Kevin, are you going along with the idea of using library funds for staff and volunteer awards and recognition?
Yeah, I've been here since number 6.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so that one's taken care of. Then the 2021 Board of Trustees calendar. That's published in the list of documents you gave us. Do we just need a motion to accept that calendar?
I don't even know that you need a motion to accept it
Okay.
so much as it's just informative.
All right, then let's call for an adjournment of this meeting so we can start the next one.
Move to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's go. All right, there they are. And- All right, this is our regular board meeting. So we need a roll call.
Larry Hatton,
Present.
Jim Widmer,
Here.
Margie Vanderberg,
Here.
Marianne Lobner,
Here.
Kevin Francis,
here.
Kevin Cast.
Here.
Okay, now, any public comments?
None came in.
No, that's good. Happy public. We need an approval of the minutes.
I move we approve the minutes from the December 10th meeting. This is Margie.
Okay, need a second.
Second, Kevin Francis.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor of accepting those minutes, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, minutes accepted. And then I'm assuming the next topic is it finance?
Sorry, I didn't realize it was flipping over when I opened that up.
Okay. Staff
Staff
recognition.
recognition is next, sorry.
Okay, staff employment anniversary. Sue Foster, 36, Terry Winky, 22, Karen Wilhelm is 10 years. Alana Magnum at 9 years. Kim Plu is 2 years, and Martha Love, 1 year. Okay. 36 years, good heavens.
Mhm.
That was before books, right? Be sure to tell her I said that.
Yeah.
You thought you were giving grief today. Wait till you tell her that.
Yeah, she was one of the two that gave me grief today. All right, review, discussion, and approval of financial report.
Okay, so everything, again, we're always doing really well. It's kind of the part of my job that's the easiest is giving these reports. Lindsay, you did send out that summary, correct?
I should have, I believe, yes.
Okay.
Want that one up?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yes, you did.
This one?
Okay. Yeah. So we were well ahead of what we had budgeted in our revenue, and under budget in our expenditures. So things were really good for the year. Obviously, there was, for on the expenditure side of things, that the whole COVID situation that was the biggest impact on the expense side. But on the revenue side, property taxes, I think the auditor used the previous year's levy amount instead of identifying the amount that was for to start in 2020. Obviously, the CARES grant for 75 grand. We had 3 refunds from Bureau of Workers' Comp. I'm sure you've heard in the news that they were sending out refunds to all employers, and we got 3 checks that totaled $10,000.
Oh,
So that was a nice bump for our revenue.
yep.
We had that $10,000 gift that we weren't expecting, which offset our lower donations overall. And then again, the CARES mini grant. On the downside of things was our interest. Nothing.
Just a minute, Jan. Can I ask Kevin to mute his
He
speaker?
just did.
Okay.
I did.
No, I didn't.
Well,
Somebody-
he turned it back on to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The PLF came in somewhat less than expected or than originally budgeted, but considering that back in May, we thought it was going to plummet like 30-some%. This is actually, really good that it's only down $9,000. Our Friends is way down, but that's generally because they're on a reimbursing basis with us. So once we pay for performers or supplies for events or any of the things that they're, willing to pay for, they reimburse us. But of course, we didn't have those things, so we weren't getting that money coming in. We took a hit on the copier and fax machines for the revenue coming in being closed for a while, and not as many memorials. But we were still 192,000 over budget in terms of revenue. So between that and the 569,000 we saved in the expenditures, we're well over $700,000 better than we thought, which is why I was able to do 2 moves to Star Ohio from out of our Huntington checking account. In September, I moved 500,000, and in December, I moved 300,000. I don't like having too much money in Huntington because obviously if something were to happen to them, we'd only be insured up to the 250,000. So I did move that out so we were in a better position with them.
And what interest rate are we getting at Star?
I think we're getting 2.2.
Okay. Any other comments from anybody? Okay, then we need a motion to accept this, the report.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second, Margie.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of accepting the financial report, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, report accepted. And let's see, donations to the library. What have we got?
There were no donations actually made in December, so there's nothing to report.
How about the director's report?
Director's report. So the biggest update that caused a lot of grief last month is that the hold lockers will be delayed until the ferry is up and running in the spring. They had Erie Islands pretty much ready to go the day that the ferry shut down, and we're ready to ship them out on the next Monday. And Miller said, "We're done for the season." I said, "No." So there was a lot of calling and talking to the CEO of that company and trying to figure out if we could fit them on the plane. And then they passed that second or whatever number stimulus bill we're up to, whatever they called the last one. And they did extend the deadline for us to be able to spend the money through the end of this year. And so to make everything easier, they're going to hold all 3 lockers until they can actually come in March, deliver them themselves and install them, because they were going to have a trucking company deliver them and they were going to sit here in crates until they could get here to physically install them. So as soon as the ferry's up and running, I'll let them know, and we should be shortly on their list to get out here and get those installed.
Okay.
Other things that happened, Terry Winky applied for a grant from Portage Resale, and she's applied for that grant for many, many years to get sets of books for the preschool teachers and a puppet. And she was awarded that grant again this year in December. The children's department did several activities bags for winter and Christmas and the holidays in December. And those kits continue to be pretty popular. I know yesterday we had out, or earlier, maybe last week, we had out a snowflake or snowman, something to that effect with a little tea light, and those are all gone pretty quick. So that seems to be our most popular thing. We had an ornament decorating contest where you could pick up a kit of ornaments and decorate it. Unfortunately, only 3 kids submitted pictures for the contest part, but I know several kits were distributed and people seem to enjoy making those. Adult Services did some different holiday themed book displays. Laura tried to do her, what is she calling them? Binge bundles, with holiday movies and hot chocolate. Those were hit or miss on if people took them. Can't say she hasn't tried on those. We're just trying to find any way to reach people that's a little outside the box from our normal methods. Let's see what else went on. There was a patron who came in several months ago looking for books on shipbuilding. Nothing came up at the first search, so they took their name. After additional searching, they found half a dozen books or so, and they were just thanked a few weeks ago. They were pleased how much we were able to find and how responsive the staff was to that patron's needs.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice story.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say that was a nice story that we went the extra mile and the patron acknowledged us.
Yes. Marblehead was crazy in December, but they did continue to do their grab and go kits. They stayed open as much as possible. I went out there to work a little bit. We had people swapping shifts and things to try to keep the place open. But unfortunately, Erin outed herself in her report. So Erin's family had COVID. And so it was a domino effect. It started with one. And when you have 5 people in a small house, well, it just keeps spreading. So their quarantine time just kept getting extended. But she continued to work from home and do her school visits online with the kids from home. So I think they probably had half of her household zooming into Danbury schools all at once. But it worked out. She's back. They're all healthy. And she is very appreciative of the help from her staff, and I am also. They were able to switch their schedules and things on a moment's notice and really pick up what she normally does and make things run smoothly. Out at the island, they had Patron Appreciation Month with cookies for a week, and they've had some various take and make kits. And there's a little picture of Kim and her some sort of candle holder jar with spices on it. It was cute if you watch the video. There's a list of trainings that were done. Of course, the people who continue to have a day every other week at home have more trainings. The people who don't have that extra time built into their schedule aren't able to do much right now. Statistics continue to look pretty much the same as they have since March. They're down except for our downloadable materials, which was the trend before COVID, and after now we're up 8.95% for the year. Most of that's from Ohio Digital Library. Flipster continues to wane. And now Overdrive has, I think it was like 3,000 magazines that they're offering. So I think Flipster will probably continue to dwindle to barely any use because almost everything now is on Overdrive, and why go to a second platform if you can get it all on one. An interesting thing out of Marblehead last month is their circulation was actually up 10.68% from last December, despite their door count being down. So that I thought that was interesting. And a list of programs we did last month in attendance and things we have coming up for this month. And then we were mentioned in the news because we did a little story time and event for New Year's Eve for the Walleye Drop virtual event. And that is the end of my report.
Okay,
Very good.
it's always entertaining.
And everything is moving forward. It continues to, even if it's in penguin steps.
Yep. Yeah.
Still moving forward.
Okay, committee reports. We didn't have any committee meetings, did we? I don't think so.
Nope.
None that I was at. Okay, is there anything in particular that needs to be brought up? The building's holding up and no roof leaks. Okay. Items for discussion, vacation leave, I'm trying to read this. For normally salaried employees.
Yes. So what that is normally, we have employees who are salaried right now with Shared Work Ohio. Everyone is hourly. And those people who are generally salaried earn their vacation in one lump at the beginning of the year in the first payroll run. Well, technically, they're now hourly, so they don't get that. But we have not been accruing additional hours as we've been hourly. We just had that set from the get-go with January 1st last year. And basically, in order to keep that, we feel comfortable having a motion from the board that people who are generally salaried and would have received their leave and their lump sum at the beginning of the year are able to do that despite being considered hourly at the moment. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that objects to that or wants to have further discussion?
You have to do any special calculations on coming up with their numbers?
No, it's set by policy based on the number of years of service.
Do you need a motion for that?
I
Yeah.
would like one.
Yeah, this is Margie. So moved that vacation leave continues for normally salaried employees under the circumstances. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that very well, but you get my drift, right?
Yes.
So moved.
We need a second.
Second, Jim.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. You guys have earned it. What's that next item? I'm having trouble reading it.
It's migrating from current app to custom SEO app. And so what this is last year, SEO started with the ability to customize their app, and their app is through Cersei Dynix, our vendor who does the ILS, which is our circulation system. And what happens is we take that SEO app and they put on our branding and our programs and things like that. And I sent out the links. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at them. I can pull one up if you'd like and show you what it looks like. Where is
Sure you can.
that?
Can you talk while you're doing that? Jim?
Maybe.
Can you?
The main reason here, financial or?
A
features
big
or-
reason would be financial, yes.
Okay.
Let me share my screen to that. So can you see the little phone?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So this is for Ashtabula County District Library. So it has their logo on the top. It's customized with whatever colors they want. It's going to have their popular titles. Some of the functions don't work in this model that they sent out, but there's an events calendar that appears that's one of the things that doesn't work in their little trial. But you can customize kind of what we see on the home screen. There's a My Account. It is set up if we want it to let people do self-checkout with their phones, like right now in COVID, and say, you don't have to touch our self-check computers. You don't have to interact with us. You can check out your books on your phone. We could turn that on. So it functions a lot of the ways that the current app that we have does. and has most of the same features. You're not really going to lose anything that you had with the Capira app. The biggest downside will be that when people search for the app, they'll have to search for SEO app. They won't be able to do IDAROOP. I don't foresee that being a huge problem because I don't think anyone's organically going out to the Google Play Store or to the Apple Store and saying, oh, what's IDAROOP have in this app store? They're being told we have this and going to search for it. But yeah, the financial part of it, so we pay $6,150 a year for our customized Capira app. This would be $1,000 a year. And we are coming up this year on our 3rd year of our contract with Capira, and that was how long the initial sign-on was for.
How much did we pay to them, the first people?
The people we have right now, it's $6,150 a year.
So we're saving 5,000 plus.
Yes.
Is there any kind of contract or commitment to this?
There is definitely a 1-year commitment. I think they've laid out 3 years worth, I think is what our pricing is guaranteed for. But I don't think we have to sign on for the full 3 years. I think that's just how long the pricing is guaranteed for.
You know, I'm thinking let's use it for a year. Let's see how it goes. If we find any major flaws in it, if it's something that we want to perhaps change back to, but I think the savings certainly justifies itself.
I don't want to sound like a boomer, but is this only for phones?
It's for phones or tablets. Yeah, it's for mobile devices.
Okay.
But what you're saying is if I wanted to, if we go to this and I want to find IDAROOP, I won't be able to.
No, you'll have to search for the SEO to find that app.
And how are we going to tell our patrons that?
Pretty much the interaction we have with this is we're telling them we have this app and giving them instructions on how to get it.
Okay.
Most people aren't saying, I wonder, oh, let's see if, IDAROOP has an app. We're telling them to begin with, and there will have to be a push to tell people that we're switching. I'm trying to get stats out of Capira too to find out how many people are actually using the app, and I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah.
But
Good point.
So will the old one just quit one day and the new one start, or is there going to be an overlap, or?
I think our contract with Capira is up in September maybe, and so we could probably have some overlap built in because SEOs should be ready to move on this pretty quickly.
Okay.
That would be ideal, I think, to have some time for people to transition rather than it just be a switch today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we do a good job with communicating, I don't have any problem with it.
You're looking for a motion here?
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to make one, you can. It's within my spending limit, so I don't necessarily need one, but I didn't want to switch without
All right, well,
having some support.
let's not, then if it's a disaster, it'll be your fault. not ours.
I like the way you think. Okay, so there's no motion required. What else do we have to talk about?
Our cleaning contract.
Yes.
I thought we had a perfectly good cleaning lady.
She retired.
Took her money and ran.
We had a wonderfully amazing cleaning person, but she retired.
She went back to directing the library.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
So we've been having many issues with RVI. Just today, I got called by the police department because a lady came into the library before we were open because they left the front door open for the I don't know how many umpteenth time, and she was in here and nobody was here. And they didn't set the alarm. Well, you can't set the alarm if the door's ajar, and so that keeps happening. They're just not even cleaning well. they have completely trashed the custodial closet. They use chemicals at full concentration. Staff had to scrub some sticky substance off the desk the other day because they sprayed something on there at full concentration. And it's not working. I have found an alternate. The alternate is much more expensive. And I did send out their final page of their presentation with a quote. Let me see if I can pull that part up.
Who are we using right now?
So right now it's RVI.
Riverview.
Yep, Riverview Industries. And so I've sat down and talked with Clean Team. The nice thing about this is they will bring all of their own equipment. I have had to do things like change out belts on vacuums and mop heads and still keep track of that stuff. So that would no longer be an issue.
What are we paying Riverview Industries?
Do you recall, Jan, what that was?
Well, there's what we're supposed to pay, which is just under $1,400 a month. And then they keep billing us for higher amounts, not deducting holidays and charging a sales tax. So I'm still waiting for an adjusted invoice for December.
How much were we
Can't
paying,
get that right either. So
how much were we paying Stasha?
Stasha was making, I want to say, right under 40.
So this would be right about the same as what we were paying Stasha, right?
Yeah,
once you consider her, the OPERS and Medicare, so
Right.
you're part of things, we're right up there, and supplies.
All right, because they're gonna bring their own cleaning supplies and stuff.
yeah, they do
Yeah, okay.
their chemicals
So it's
and
really not that bad compared to what we were doing before. I mean, obviously it's more expensive than RVI.
yes,
We're not spending a lot more than we did when we had Stasha, right?
no. And the nice thing is then we don't have to try to find a sub. That's on them. When
Yep.
somebody's out, they find backup, not us.
Okay, so there's no contract, but we have to give them 90 days notice if we want to quit.
Yes, there is a 90-day termination.
Have you talked to people that they clean for?
They gave me a nice packet with letters of references, one of which came from Camp Perry. What are they? Civilian marksmanship.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, they have good references. They've been around for 25 years. I'm hoping it would be a better situation. It has to be.
Yeah.
Do we need 5 days a week?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, get what you pay for.
That's
Right.
exactly right.
When will they come? Does it come after hours?
It would either be before or after. I think she said they normally prefer to work in the evening, so it'd probably be after.
And do you have any idea how many hours a week that somebody will be there?
I do not. I have a long list of like what they would do each day. They've got the library broken down into zones, and some things like the bathrooms get done every day, but then like magazine area would get dusted and detail cleaned once a week. And so it doesn't have a time attached to it. It has a list of a
Okay,
checklist of everything they're going to do.
sounds good to me.
Yep, no problem here.
Yeah.
You need a motion for this, or we consider this within your realm
This one I would say is out of my realm.
on an annual?
I make a motion, Kevin,
Old Kevin or young Kevin?
Kevin won.
Oh, yeah.
Smart Kevin.
It's a tough bunch. Who wants to second this?
I'll second it just to keep it confusing.
All right, Kevin. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's try them out. And does that end all the topics for the meeting?
That was the last topic.
Okay, anybody got anything else?
This is Margie. I have something I would just like to mention very quickly. I'm wondering where the library staff is in terms of accessing the COVID vaccine. What's going through my mind is there a way we can piggyback our staff with school personnel and offer it, since we tend to work hand in glove so much with the school folk and the institutions itself. Is there a way that perhaps you could have a conversation with the superintendents and just ask they're offered slots for the vaccine. I'm assuming it'll be through the health department. I don't know that. I don't know how that's going to go about, but I think it might be something that perhaps we could maybe look for a way to offer our people, since they are in constant contact with the public every single day. I don't know, Lindsay, it's just a thought.
Right now, we're not considered, like, there's no talk about library employees. Probably because people are transient through here. We're not in constant contact with the same people all day. But I can reach out to Pat Adkins and I'm drawing a blank on Danbury's right now, Carrie Bueller, and see what they say. Erie Islands did already get theirs with Put-in Bay schools. I think the ferry ran one day and the health department jumped on it because they could get out there. And Steve Poe did say, hey, library staff, do you want it? And 3 out of the 4 got it.
Yes. I don't know. It's just something. I think the idea here is to get as many people vaccinated or have the opportunity to get the vaccine as quickly as possible. And all they can say is no. All they can say is no, sorry. But I know they have slots available, and our staff is not that large. It might be an inroad.
And they don't want to waste the vaccine.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, that's my 2 cents tonight.
It'd be worth pursuing, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many of our staff are going to get it. I know I am, but I've not heard anyone else affirmatively say they're going to get it. So
Yeah, I know.
that might be a thing too.
Yeah,
It might be.
that's the first step.
You put a blurb out to the staff and see if they're interested, see what type of return you would get.
Of course, that too could be a private thing.
Yep.
Well, we'll leave that in the hands of Lindsay.
Yes, we will.
Okay. For the good of the order, anybody that wants to have a motion to end this meeting, please do.
We all want to stay.
I guess so.
Dan Fitz. I move, Margie.
Okay. Margie wants to close the meeting. Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Say aye.
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 Okay, opposed? You just hang on while the rest of us shut down. Good night, everyone.